Hello. In this session, we'll talk about program management based on good practices as found in the COBIT 2019 model. On the screen, you see content from the Governance and Management Objectives book, Chapter 4, page 21. It shows the COBIT core model that consists of 5 different domains with 40 different management objectives. One of the management objectives is manage programs, identified by BAI01. The content for that objective is found in the Governance and Management Objectives book on pages 153 through 164. The basics of program management, the description, manage all programs from the investment portfolio in alignment with the enterprise strategy and in a coordinated manner based on a standard management approach. Initiate, plan, control, and execute programs and monitor the expected value from the programs. On the screen, you can see that content from page 153 in the COBIT 2019 book. It's very simple to follow along. Some people think of it as a cookbook. It also could be a recipe book of things that you might be doing or might consider doing to expand your skills and knowledge on program management. There's a purpose for the objective. There are enterprise goals with example metrics. There are alignment goals as well with metrics. The practice identified as BAI01, manage programs, contains multiple management practices. The first one is maintain a standard approach for program management. We all can agree that's a reasonable suggestion. And then there is a management example metrics. And below that, we have some activities which provide you additional guidance on things that you could do, might consider doing, along with related CMMI capability levels. Within this managed programs, there are multiple practices. The second one is initiate the program with a description, example metrics, and activities, and then manage stakeholder engagement. And all of these are basic items that a program manager should be aspiring to consider or actually execute in their activities. Number 4, develop and maintain the program plan. I'll go through these very quickly, but you can find them. It's important that you have a copy of the COBIT Governance and Management Objectives book. It's $75 from isaka.org/COBIT. Number 5, launch and execute the program. There are 5 different activities. Moving down to the 6th, monitor, control, and report on the program outcomes. 7 different activities. And all of this aligns with other industry good practices. Manage program quality, 4 different activities. Manage the program risk, close out the program. And then we also have a organizational structure suggestion. And on this RACI chart, we find those 9 management practices divided up across these roles. And one of the key roles here is the steering programs and projects committee and program manager. You see the PMO type group is accountable for all of these activities to be performed, and the project managers have responsibilities. And the PMO is also listed there. And you know what they say about the PMO? Engage them early and often. The information flows contained in this objective for managed programs. This kind of serves, if you've ever heard of a SIPOC chart of the inputs and outputs, it's all here in a very understandable format for each of those practices. Very, very helpful. And this is basically the way that we would aspire to have our supporting platforms helping us out manage these programs. Very helpful information, pages 153 to 161. There's additional guidance that's also, all of this stuff is integrated with PMBOK. So you can rest assured that the authors of this content have done the due diligence against other references such as PMBOK and also Prince 2. Your skills as a program manager, here's some additional references that are very helpful in defining the skills and competencies of a program and project manager. Some suggestions about policy and procedures, and then a couple of tidbits about culture, ethics, and behavior. And that's the pages 153 to 161 in the COBIT book for this model of BAI01 and managed programs. Now let's talk quickly about how we can make that into a reality. And if we were to take a program and express it in ServiceNow, the view on the screen is an example where I've done some favorites and I've created a program. In the past, I might have done this in Microsoft Project or Project Server, but now I can do it all in ServiceNow as well, where I can define a program and have all the details that I'm tracking, the dates and the financials, and then the projects, the program tasks, demands, issues, all of it's in there. And you can have your the people you've assigned tasks to, you can do all their updates in here. This particular view has an example of a program with 10 different projects in it. And this comes out of a contract where each line item in the project plan from the contract is all very clearly identified. So it's very helpful to have that capability in ServiceNow, and you can import and export between Microsoft Project with just a couple of clicks as well. Here's a little bit back to the details of the dates and the financial information that you can track as a program manager. You can have a workbench to define it at a high level with Gantt charts as well. And if we look at all of those, they can be expanded out very quickly and easily to track all of these projects underneath the program. So this is just a quick overview of how the good practices support your efforts and how one of the leading platforms can support your efforts, and it all works together. You can go to the ServiceNow product documentation and find great up-to-date details on how to run program management. Also, in the ServiceNow Learning section, there is an on-demand free course. It's 1 hour and 50 minutes. You can get the fundamentals on project portfolio management, which is inclusive of program. So that's it. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of how all this stuff fits together, both from a good practice perspective based on COBIT and also based on the ServiceNow model of how to express that. So remember your governance and management objectives book for COBIT to give you good references on page 153 to 161. And I encourage you to do that. Keep up the good work and engage the PMO early and often. Thanks, everybody. Keep up the good work out there.